Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Reality TV Africa. And I'm back with another review for Nairich. Nairich is on its first season and episode 2 is up on Showmax. So if you guys haven't watched it yet, head on over there because over here it's a spoiler if you haven't watched it. I'm talking about the whole episode and what I thought of it. Let me just give it the rating. I'll be honest, I don't know whether this series is gonna pick up in terms of entertainment because so far it's just there, averagely entertaining, to be honest. We are still on that drama between Amber and Phoina and Risper bringing it up. So I'm just hoping we could just close that chapter and move on. I'm hoping after this episode. So I'll give it a rating of, I'll give it a 6. It was okay. The one thing I'll appreciate is the fact that the episodes are not long. It's an easy watch. It was okay. It was an okay episode. We open up with Amber cooking for her man's Ken, and they're catching up and they're gossiping, and Ken says she's his gossip partner, being the fact that she's his woman. And she's telling him about, the drama between Phoina and her and what really happened. And this is now where we get to kind of unpack the layer a bit further, the onion, of exactly what, happened or transpired. And Amber is divulging the fact that she saw Phoina. I think this is that particular night they went out with the then man that Amber was dating with Phoina. And she saw him holding her hand, and then when Amber was coming back to where they were, and he quickly let go of her hand. And when Amber confronted Phoina later on about it, she denied it and has continued to deny it since. Anyway, at this point, Amber, you're moved on. You have a whole new man. You have a kid. Girl, just let it go. You know where to place Phoina in terms of your life. She's a surface friend at this point, and you guys are castmates. So that's what it is. That's all it will be, I suppose. And then we see Rispa with her friend. She calls her Fifi, her friend Fifi. First of all, her friend Fifi, girl, you need to match your foundation to your skin tone because it was looking a bit crazy. The color of the foundation was not the color of your skin tone. It just looked off. Nevertheless, she's catching up with her friend. Rispa is catching up with Fifi, and they're just, talking about a whole plethora of things, including the fact that Phoina walked off on her and called her an instigator. And Fifi kind of agreed. She was like, you kind of are instigating. And obviously, we wouldn't have anything interesting if we didn't have Rispa as an instigator, honestly. But they just talked about it, and at the end of the day, Rispa is like, I just wanted to know the truth. Phoina is still hanging out with a guy. According to Rispa, Phoina was hanging out with him even as they were filming. So, all this is unverified and alleged. So, unless somebody has receipts and pictures or videos of the said people hanging out, then again, I don't think they have, when you sign up to be on a show, even as a friend, like Fifi must have signed somewhere to say she consents to be on video, to be on the show. And this said man obviously hasn't consented. So even if there's footage of or videos or receipts of that, his name will have to be obscured, or his face or whatever. Nevertheless, I don't see that happening. Anyways, they get to talking, Fifi and Rispa, about the fact that Rispa's man has been away for 7 months. In my head, I'm like, when we met Brian, and guys, I don't know if you guys watch Nairobi Diaries. If you're not from Nairobi, Kenya, check out Nairobi Diaries. It's on YouTube. Back then, that's how we were introduced to Rispa, myself, personally. And she was with Brian even then, and I think they were married or engaged or something. And he had just come back from the States, and according to them, it's like he had relocated back to Kenya from the States and was now permanently living in Kenya. And they were building their home back then and starting their lives together. By then, she did not have a child. All the same, now on this show, we see he's away, he's working and living in the States. And I'm just like, trying to understand what kind of job is this that requires him to be away for such long periods of time away from his family, and how sustainable is a long distance marriage. In truth, I see, it could be either side of the coin. Some marriages actually last longer because of the long distance, and others just cannot stand that detachment, And Fifi is telling her, girl, how do you get yourself, satisfied sexually with your man away? She said, I don't pay attention to that. I'm too busy. And she's like, but men are different from women. You can have long periods of time without it, but him, and judging from the American culture, people will take sex so casually, anti-concerned, and Fifi's even like, are you guys together really? She's questioning even that if they're together. So Risper is like, obviously, like, girl, we are married, I'm still living in this home that we built together, and he's coming soon. And we saw in the upcoming episode that he's gonna be back. So she said she's gonna question him and question why he didn't come back to support her during her, her time of need when her father passed away. You could see her get emotional in the confessionals, like she was almost breaking down. I mean, losing a parent is hard, and it seems her and her dad were really, really close. Yeah, so for Rispa, her marriage is I don't know, long distance. I don't know how sustainable it is. Hopefully they find a point where he's working here or she's moving there. Yeah, but maybe it works for them also. Maybe it works for them. Maybe that distance helps. Like I said, sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. Maybe for their case, it does. Yeah, so we see Amber and her man's, she's giving her man's Ken a facial. I feel for me this episode, whenever we saw Amber with Ken, it was about them kind of demystifying the relationship, kind of unpacking for us who they are as people, because all we've seen and interacted with is them on their social media. It was just them pretty much telling the audience about their ups and downs as a couple, the fights they've had, the perceptions that people have of Amber, how he felt when he first, became famous by virtue of the fact that he's dating Amber. Amber was already like, a household name, a socialite, a celebrity in her own, right. And he is now her man. So by virtue of proxy, he now was catapulted into the limelight. So they were pretty much, Amber was saying people have this, they call me all types of names. And he was talking about how in the beginning it was really tough, but he stopped reading comments, he stopped getting affected by it. And Amber is bigging him up and she's like, good for you, babe, because for her, she admitted it still affects her, the things people say. People come to her for help thinking she can get them jobs, and it's not as easy as that. So it was just pretty much them unpacking all that, the fights that they've had. We've seen on socials Amber packing up her whole house and moving out and leaving. And, he was kind of talking about an incident where she did that one time and he was thinking it was done, but she came back the next morning with breakfast and they were laughing about it. I mean, now they can laugh about it because it's behind them, and yeah, the fact that now they have a kid together, they're more, tied together, really tied together. So she said she had to put her ego aside, and both of them, their egos have kind of, calmed down and they're more solid and together. And that's pretty much what I realized in terms of their scenes. It was just them clarifying for the audience who they are as people and their relationship together. Yeah, we see Phoina with her manager. She's talking about going to the gym, but she's catching up with her manager and just telling her about her drama with Risper and how things went down, and she pretty much walked off on Risper, and she's like, Risper keeps bringing stuff up that her and Amber have already worked through, and she's like, look, these two ladies are married, they should focus on their relationships and their marriages and leave me out of it and then leave me to live my life, So Phoina is not really saying that she's not connected to the guy or not talking to the guy. She's not really even saying that. All she's saying is, y'all need to leave me and stay out of my business. Pretty much. So she also tells her manager about the party that's upcoming. Amber is hosting a face reveal for her child and she's invited them. And Phoina is just saying, I know I'll definitely bump into Risper there. So let's segue to the party. The party is kicked off. Amber is there, hostess with the mostess, fussing over things, getting ready. You can see some celebrity guests have arrived, like Obina. Obina is a local, he's a radio presenter and MC, and yeah, he has his own TV, it's a TV show, the Obina show. I think it's on YouTube, if I'm not wrong. If I am, I stand corrected. But yeah, Obina has showed up even to the Real Houses of Nairobi. He was there at the event where Zena tore Ish up. Anyways, Rispa arrives, looking good, on time. Her friend arrives late, and Phoina arrives very late, fashionably late. Yeah, Phoina is, decidedly ignoring Rispa, and Rispa is obviously not feeling some type of way. We could even see it, when they were at the bar. Phoina is doing a shot with Amber, and Rispa is there in the corner, and it's just awkward, right? So Rispa, credit to her, steps up to Phoina and goes like, hey girl, our greetings being sold, how much are you selling your greetings? And Phoina is like, girl, listen, I don't appreciate the fact that you keep bringing up this issue between Amber and I. Amber and I are cool. There's nothing more to discuss. Let it rest. You focus on your life and your marriage. Amber has moved on. She's married too. Let it be. And yeah, she explains to her that's what's pissing her off, that she keeps instigating things. And yeah, true to form, Rispa is like, you know what, I think she just let it, she's like, I think she's decided to let it go and not push the issue further. And she decided to just be cordial with Phoina when they meet up in their group settings, because they are part of this ensemble cast together. And I think towards the tail end of the party, there was a bit of an issue and drama. Also, this Ken, they did the face reveal and then he went back to work and changed out of his suit. In my mind, I'm like, what work is needed to be done on a day such an event? Or maybe because perhaps it could be that the event was done on a weekday, so yeah, maybe it's the middle of the work week and he needed to get some stuff done. Maybe, yeah. But yeah, towards the end of the episode, what was that? What was going on with Phoina and the yelling and the shouting? It wasn't even clear who she was beefing with. It just seemed like she was upset about something. She did say she had had too much to drink and contributed to her behavior. But I don't know what that was about. It wasn't clear, so I'll leave it at that. Guys, KRG was visibly missing from this episode. Are we gonna be seeing much of him moving forward? I wonder, because he did not show up for the premiere launch party, and now in this episode he's not anywhere featured. Though at the beginning, credits, he's there as a cast member with his, his picture and his likeness, right? But he didn't feature at all on this episode. So I'm starting to wonder what the story really is. Maybe he decided he doesn't want to be part of this show. I don't know. Let's see how that goes next week. Yeah, guys, so I want to wish you guys a lovely week ahead. I'm recording this on Sunday because my weekend has been jam-packed. I just got time to watch the episode today and review it. So follow me on my other social medias. They're in the description box below. I've posted a few reaction reels and TikToks about the show based on the scenes that I felt stood out. And then this is my long version commentary. So enjoy it, and I'll have to say goodbye and see you next time. Bye.